Yo, 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 what is going on, my beautiful brothers and sisters, fellow radiators of love? My name is Jamal Pope, aka J Phoenix. This is going to be your daily tarot and astrology reading for the full moon in Capricorn, the second full moon in Capricorn, 21st of July, 2024, Sunday. Thank you so much for joining me in this video. Hopefully you guys are having a wonderful weekend so far. Hopefully you haven't been too affected by the biggest IT outage in the history of mankind. It's definitely been an insane last 7 to 8 days. I said it was going to get more and more dramatic. And of course, Sunday just adds to the drama. Well, let's see what we have for the cards. I'll touch a little bit on the astrology because, like I said, this is a second full moon in Capricorn. But if you want more in-depth analysis on the astrology of this whole week, be sure to check out Cosmic Convergence. I have the Page of Swords. We got Page of Swords yesterday. Today it's upright. So hopefully you're able to make it through the day without feeling like getting gaslit, stuff like that. I hope you made it throughout. Hopefully you made it through Saturday. And you can kind of come out the other end of this and, having some new information, some new knowledge, some new intelligence, if you will. This Page of Swords is very eager to learn. It's very eager to learn. Now, we also have the Sun card here. I think really what this is that we're learning about things that are coming to light, things that are being revealed, and of course, we have a full moon here. And the moon is acting as the projector, if you will, to what the sun is showing us. Now, what we have to consider with this full moon in Capricorn, the second one, the first one, of course, was at 1 degree. This one's at 29 degrees. So it's going to be, of course, it's going to be a sextile to Neptune retrograde in Pisces, and it's going to be conjunct Pluto, which is at 0 degrees of Aquarius. So already very, very powerful. If you thought the first one was insane, this one's going to be even more intense here. We are going into a major revelatory period over the next 4 months. I've mentioned this multiple times, and I'll continue to mention this, how we are about to go into Act 1 of this saga that we're about to see. The rest of the Pluto, there's that. That's probably one of the hotkeys, whatever. The rest of this Pluto and Capricorn saga that we're about to see. But this is a moment where a lot of things are about to be revealed. And it's almost sort of like the Page of Swords. It's kind of like humanity. Eager to learn, but the information that's going to be coming in, the question is, can we handle it? I'm probably going to draw more than just these 2 cards, more than the 3 that I usually do. I also have the 9 of Swords. Yes, there is an uncomfortableness to this energy. There's a bit of anxiety here with this kind of energy. And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that we're not going to have any full moons in Cancer this year. We didn't have one at the beginning of the year where, of course, we get a little bit, of course, of the Capricorn energy at the beginning of the year in January. There was no full moon in Cancer. And we're not going to get one at the end of the year when the sun goes into Capricorn again. And we're not on the 21st of December, and we're not going to get a full moon in Cancer in the first decade. So there is no full moon in Cancer. There's no full moon there. So we had a new moon in Cancer, of course, but there's no full moon. So there's almost no release, if you will, of maybe stagnant Cancer energy, of things that maybe have made us feel uncomfortable, things that have been bubbling up and stuff. There's no release point of that. We don't get that until next year, early next year. So there's definitely a buildup of energy here that we have to take into consideration. Not only that, but we do have, like I said, if the moon is in, sextile to Neptune, that means that the sun is trining Neptune. So it's the last day of the sun in Cancer. We also have Mercury in Leo, which is going to be squaring Uranus. And we have Venus, which is going to be sextile in Jupiter. So we have a lot of major aspects between a lot of the big players here. So for this all to happen on a Sunday, like I said, we're probably going to see some interesting energy here. But I think what's being revealed here is that there is this sort of collective worry or doubt of what the future holds for humanity. we can already see things that have happened over the last week or so, that there has been this simultaneously, it's almost like this casting of, like, there's been doubt casted upon humanity and also bravery. There's been, worry and fear and also courage. There's been a lot of just diametrically opposed energies that have been casted upon us and thrusted upon us as humanity. This recent IT outage, one of the, like I said, the biggest one in the history of humankind, shows just how fragile and sensitive our system is, right? And yes, what does Capricorn rule? It does rule systems, it does rule order. And for this to be a full moon with Pluto, which is the planet of destruction and transformation, which is in Aquarius, which does rule technology, and a lot of the stuff still has not been restored, it's no wonder. And it's always the buildup. Yes, it happened on Friday, but it's always the buildup. It's not necessarily on the day itself when the transit happens. It's usually the buildup. So it doesn't surprise me that this happened. Like, it's shocking, of course, but it's not really surprising when you know the astrology. It really isn't. And even the tarot here, Page of Swords, Sun, Nine of Swords, there's definitely, like I said, there's this eagerness to kind of learn, to want to know more. And I think what it is that, like, there's this, I've said it, I think I said it in the last daily, how there's a war for your mind right now. And, where is the planet that rules the mind? Mercury, it's in Leo. It's going to be squaring Uranus in Taurus. So we get a challenging aspect right there, right? So it's like, this is definitely one of those days where you want to just kind of observe and pay attention, because energy is going to be it's going to be pretty high. It's going to be pretty intense. It's going to be very, very edgy, with the sun and Neptune and the moon at the end of the signs. And then, of course, the moon conjuncting Pluto in Aquarius. It's going to be very edgy. Very edgy. So just be on the lookout for that. I'll draw one more card for the tarot as, like, the overall spiritual advice, if you will. We have the King of Pentacles. So the way that you get through this energy is by remaining steadfast in the knowing that you can get through anything, and that you have the resources and the capability and the level-headedness to make it through anything. The King of Pentacles, even though he is concerned about resources and stuff like that, he knows the tools at his disposal. It's not necessarily just throwing money at a situation and hoping that the situation fixes itself. It's about utilizing the tools at your disposal to work through an issue. Something that I've been telling myself over the last 24 to 36 hours is, is there something I can do about it? Cool. What's the percentage? Is it 100%? 75? 50, 25, 10, can I do anything at all about it? And then I just accept it. If there's a problem that comes up and I can do something about it, no matter if it fixes the whole thing or if it does something, I do it. If I can't do anything about it, I don't stress over it. There's no point in stressing over it. But I kind of nip it right there in the moment. I do my best to nip it right there in the moment. And then I deal with that little anxiety mosquito, that little nervous tick, that worry, if you will. It's by utilizing the resources that I know I have, that I have acquired on this spiritual journey, that we all have acquired. If you're watching this, you definitely have acquired the tools to make it through this. So the way that you kind of get through this is by maintaining the sense of sovereignty and getting grounded in the solution. What is the solution? The solution is not you're not looking for a panacea be all cure to every problem. It's about, what are the things that I can do to affect this? Whether it's a massive change, like 100%, you can completely control it, which you can't, or you can do a little bit. Every little bit counts. What I have found out over the last 24 to 48 hours is that a lot of problems are starting to like work themselves out. And I think it's because I'm just learning to trust in the process a little bit. But the problems are almost just working themselves out. And instead of stressing about it and worrying about it so much and ruminating in that, I'm taking a step. It's not about taking 1,000 steps and trying to fix the whole thing. It's about taking a step. It's about making a move. The last thing that you need to do right now is to become paralyzed in the fear and the doubt that you cannot change your circumstances. You may not be able to change everything. You're not going to be able to change it completely overnight. But so long as you take a step and you move, right, you get the energy flowing, that is what's going to get you through these legendary moments that we're all living through, because it is legendary. It is legendary. I'm not going to lie. We have the card of Rose, attract a relationship. It's kind of interesting. Now, the planet of relationships, Venus, is in sextile to Jupiter today. And Jupiter is in Gemini. So the relationship, it can be romantic, especially with Venus and Leo, right? It's definitely looking for some passion. It's definitely looking for something that's shiny. But remember, Jupiter and Gemini is, it doesn't really like to be there. So I think it's almost like the relationships that we are looking for, if you are attracting a relationship, if we're going off of this card, it's someone close by in your vicinity. It's not someone way out there. It's not someone far away in another country. It's probably someone that is in your close vicinity. Now, this relationship, it can be romantic. It doesn't have to be romantic. But I think a lot of times what we're doing is that we're looking for the shiny thing that's way out there, when really it's so much more closer to home than we realize. And like I said, this relationship, it could be with the person, it could be with yourself. But I think if ultimately it's about the relationship that you have with yourself, the relationship that you have with spirits, it's not necessarily something that's way out there. It's not, you don't have to go on some sort of grand adventure, It's actually a lot closer to home than you realize. And I'll draw one more card just because, like I said, this is a second full moon. I have rejuvenate your body as well. I have Rose and rejuvenate your body. It's kind of interesting that I get two colors in like the reddish spectrum, and if I think about Capricorn too, you do typically think of like your irons, your tungstens, your reds, even because Mars is exalted here as well. So there is an element here where maybe we need to do some groundedness in our root chakra, you know what I'm saying? But I think it's cool how we have Rose and then Ruby, right? So it's like, it's not necessarily red or like crimson or amber, it's rose. So the rose part is kind of like the Cancer part. It's a little bit softer, right? It's a little bit more fragile. And then you have the ruby, which is a little bit hard, a little bit more refined, kind of like that Capricorn. It has a little bit of a tougher exterior, but they're both beautiful in their own right. So I think it's awesome that I get both of these cards, because I feel that rose kind of represents the sun and that ruby kind of represents the moon right now. So I actually kind of love how that works out. See, trusting in the process, right? So that is going to do it for your full moon in Capricorn tarot and astrology reading this Sunday, July 21st of 2024. I trust that this message will assist you on your journey today. If you found this at all helpful, I would appreciate it, of course, if you like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel here, J Phoenix. Y'all take care. Stay blessed. Have a wonderful Sunday. I believe in you, beloved. You got this. I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.